It's the 25th, which means I just got paid, so here's how I budget my monthly paycheck as a financially responsible 24-year-old in KL working in fintech. I know there are rules out there like the 50-30-20 rule, and I think that's a great place to start, but for me, I like to budget around two things: my future goals and my present priorities. So I always start with 15% into my investments, and I invest in a combination of index funds and ETFs via dollar cost averaging. I might do a series on how I invest soon, so stick around for that. The next 15% then goes into contributing to my church and my family. Then 50% goes to my needs. That's dining out, groceries, petrol, tolls, rent, and my iCloud subscription. I then put aside 5% for my wants. And finally, 15% goes to short-term savings and my emergency fund. Honestly, that emergency fund has been saving me a lot lately. My car keeps breaking down, and now my laptop is breaking down too, so I've been dipping into that a lot. I track all of this in my little budget tracker, so if you want a copy, just check out the link in my bio.
If I had to start my financial journey all over again at square one with no savings, with a bunch of debt, anything, here's exactly what I would do. If you don't know me already, at the very beginning of my journey, I had no savings, I had negative bank accounts, over $10,000 in high interest debt, I was very depressed and very stressed, and I had a small income. I was also a single mom. It took me years of trial and error and mess ups and a lot of tears to figure out what I was doing, and now I'm in a totally different place, but here's what I would tell myself if I could go back in time. First and foremost, mindset is everything. This is something I completely did not understand at the beginning of my journey, and it held me back a lot. It's not too late to change your life. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how much debt you have. It is not too late. You need to truly know and understand that you are the creator of your reality, and where your focus goes, your energy flows, and you are going to get that reflected back at you. Meaning, if you are always negative all the time, that is what your reality is going to become. Whereas if you practice gratitude daily and you start being grateful for the things that you do have, even if it's not where you want to be, you're going to start getting more blessings into your life. Also, please understand that all the mistakes you make are lessons. And yeah, it's probably frustrating in the moment. I know it is, but you need to really think about, what lesson can I learn from this mistake? Mindset is a huge topic, but I promise it's going to change everything about your life. Next, I would tell myself, budget what you do have right now. Do not wait to make more money. Do not wait till circumstances change. Learn it now. The key here is lifestyle-based budgeting, meaning that you include things that you actually like into your budget so that you can actually stick to it. Because if you try to take yourself down to the beans and rice lifestyle long-term, it's not going to work. Include room in your budget for things like fast food or whatever you like to spend your money on. Just give yourself a limit. Learning how to budget is going to allow you to stretch your money so that you can make faster progress and hit more goals. If you're telling yourself you're going to figure out your money once you get a raise or once you make more money, then you're never actually going to do it, and you're always going to be living paycheck to paycheck because of lifestyle creep. So learn how to budget what you have now, and then you can do more when you get more. So if you already know how to budget a small income, when you get a bigger income, you're going to be able to do more with it and hit your goals, instead of consistently upgrading your lifestyle, letting lifestyle creep to happen, not allowing yourself to actually make progress, and still living paycheck to paycheck even when you make a lot more money. Bonus points, this plays into mindset too. When you take care of the money you do have now and you're grateful for it, you will see that more money is going to come into your picture. Next, save before you go hard on your debt payoff. You need a little bit of a safety net, so open up a high-yield savings account. Look them up if you don't know what that is. My favorite is Ally Bank, and you need to have at least $1,000 to $2,000 in that savings account before you move on to paying off your debt. If you don't save first, you're going to stay in the debt cycle because unexpected things will happen during your debt payoff, and you will have to put it on a credit card because you had no safety net to fall back on. Later, after you pay your debt off, you can come back and fully fund your emergency fund. Once I saved that, I would make a debt snowball plan and stick to it no matter what. If you don't know what this means, I do have more videos about it. It's basically a debt payoff plan, and if you stick to it and add more money to it, you are going to be surprised at how fast you can pay off that debt. Now, the purpose of doing all this isn't just to have more money in your pocket, it's so that you can start investing ASAP, because the quicker you start investing, the longer your money has to sit in the market and compound, and the more chance you have of retiring as a millionaire. I know retirement seems like a long way away, but please do not put this to the side. Please learn from my mistake and start investing as soon as you possibly can. For most of my journey, I made less than $40,000 per year, and I made this work because I was willing to do it by any means necessary. I was willing to sacrifice for a small period of time to have a more comfortable life later, and I am so freaking glad that I did that. I picked up side jobs, I worked a lot, I started little businesses, or at least tried to. I did a lot of things, whatever I possibly could, to meet my goals. And if you made it this far into the video, I want you to understand that you can do this. Anybody can do this regardless of your situation. You just have to have the want, the will to make it happen, and the consistency to make it happen. I promise you can do it. I know this is a long video, but if you want action steps that you can start taking to make progress on this, go join the free training. It is linked at the top of my page. It is going to give you the action steps you need to get started. You got this, friend.
There are 3 things to up-level your finances in 2024. Number 3 is probably the most important, but the hardest one to do. Number 1 is you're going to stop the delulu spending and we're going to start living within our means. It is okay if you don't go on that vacation. It is okay if you don't have the latest handbag. It is okay if you don't buy that latest skincare product. Take a look at how much money you bring home every single month and how much you owe every single month. Good baseline for you to start is 50% towards essentials, 30% towards lifestyle, and 20% towards saving and debt. Number 2 is you're going to pay your future self first. That means investing in your retirement, saving up for an emergency fund, or paying off debt. I know sometimes that you can look at your financial situation and be like, that's not fair. I work so hard. Why can't I see the money? You need to reframe the situation. It's not that you're not seeing the money. You're paying your future self, and your future self will thank you for laying the foundation now. Number 3, and I really believe this is the most important step, is that you need to rewire your brain and stop comparing yourself to other people. If you look around other people and are wondering, how the heck are they affording that lifestyle? I should be able to afford that lifestyle too. Well, 50% of credit card holders are in debt right now, and so that's how they're affording their lifestyle. You need to rewire your brain and to stop normalizing living beyond your means. I promise you, we can all rewire your brain and up-level finances in 2024. I'm here to help you. Follow me for more videos on financial freedom.
I don't like the 50-30-20 budget rule, and let me tell you why. If you didn't know, the 50-30-20 budget rule states that 50% should go to your needs, 30% should go to your wants, and 20% should go to savings and investing. The reason why I disagree with this is because people value different things. And also, it doesn't really account for debt payment. Instead of calling it 50-30-20, I think we should call it 80-20. 80% of income should be spent on whatever you want, including your needs, wants, and debt payoff, while 20% should be put into savings and investing. For people that live in a high cost of living, their rent may take up 50% of their income. And maybe they don't go out as much, so they don't mind spending 50% of their income on rent. I think as long as you can save and invest 20% of your income, it doesn't matter where the 80% is going. Your needs and wants can be split in different ways depending on what kind of lifestyle you want to live. How do you split up your budget? Let me know in the comments, and